Hey, Ravens flock. The Baltimore Ravens have been laser-focused this season, and the dream of lifting the Lombardi Trophy feels closer than ever. Lamar Jackson is playing at an MVP level. Derrick Henry is steamrolling defenses, and Zay Flowers is becoming a reliable playmaker in the passing game. But the Ravens know that a championship window doesn't stay open forever. While this season is all about winning it all, the front office is already plotting how to strengthen the team for next year. One area of concern that has surfaced throughout this season is the secondary, specifically the safety position. Baltimore's defense has long been a cornerstone of their success, but losing key players in free agency and recent injuries have left some noticeable gaps. So what's next? Trayvon Moehrig, a rising star safety for the Las Vegas Raiders, has emerged as a potential offseason target. According to reports from Bleacher Report, Moehrig could be a perfect fit to bolster Baltimore's secondary. The report notes that Marcus Williams has seen his role decrease significantly, and while Kyle Hamilton has been excellent, the Ravens still need depth and talent in the defensive backfield. But that's not all. The quarterback position is also on Baltimore's radar. Now, don't panic. Lamar Jackson is firmly cemented as the leader of this team, but injuries happen, and depth is essential. The Ravens have relied on journeyman backups like Josh Johnson, but is he really capable of keeping this team competitive if Jackson were to miss time? Reports suggest Jameis Winston, the former Pro Bowler and current Browns quarterback, could be an intriguing option for the Ravens in the offseason. These two names, Trayvon Moehrig and Jameis Winston, have the potential to provide the Ravens with critical upgrades. But are they worth the investment? Let's break it all down and see why these moves make sense for Baltimore's Super Bowl ambitions in 2025. Let's start with the most pressing issue, the safety position. The Ravens' defense has been good this year, but it hasn't been great, and they'll need to reach that elite level to dominate the AFC North and beyond. Marcus Williams, once expected to be a centerpiece of the secondary, has seen his playing time drop. The coaching staff clearly feels that Williams hasn't lived up to expectations, and his inconsistencies have been concerning. Baltimore's defense thrives when they use a three-safety rotation, as we saw last year with Williams, Geno Stone, and Kyle Hamilton. That system gave the Ravens flexibility in their coverage schemes and helped shut down some of the league's best passing attacks. Now enter Trayvon Moehrig. At just 25 years old, Moehrig is one of the most underrated safeties in the NFL. Playing for the Raiders, he's quietly put together impressive numbers this season. 84 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 9 passes defended, proving he's both a reliable tackler and a ball hawk in coverage. Moehrig's ability to patrol the deep part of the field and cover tight ends and slot receivers would be invaluable to the Ravens' defense. Here's the kicker: Moehrig isn't just a short-term fix. He's young, talented, and still developing. Signing him would not only improve the Ravens' secondary immediately, but it would also give them a foundational piece to build around for years to come. Yes, Moehrig might come with a hefty price tag in free agency, but Baltimore must capitalize on their Super Bowl window. Bringing him in would make their defense far more balanced and, most importantly, dangerous against the pass. But while improving the secondary is key, let's not overlook the backup quarterback situation. We all know Lamar Jackson is the heart and soul of this team. His ability to extend plays and dominate both on the ground and through the air is unmatched. But what happens if Lamar goes down with an injury? The Ravens' current backup, Josh Johnson, is a capable veteran, but relying on him in a postseason push would be a serious gamble. Enter Jameis Winston, a name that might surprise some Ravens fans. Winston is no longer the Pro Bowl caliber starter he was with the Buccaneers, but he still brings something valuable to the table: experience and a big arm. Winston has struggled with turnovers at times, but in the right system, and with the Ravens' ground game as his safety net, he could be exactly what Baltimore needs in a backup QB. Here's why Winston makes sense. Experience: Winston has started 80-plus games in his career, giving him far more experience than Josh Johnson. He's seen it all, and that composure could be crucial in a high-stakes game. Big play ability: Winston has always been known for his deep ball, and with weapons like Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, he could thrive in a limited role. Cost-effective solution at 30 years old and on the verge of free agency, Winston won't demand a massive contract. Baltimore could sign him to a short-term deal that provides insurance without breaking the bank. Of course, Winston isn't perfect. His tendency to make risky throws has been his Achilles heel, and turnovers are the last thing the Ravens want. But as a backup, he'd be tasked with managing the game, not carrying the team, and his skill set would complement Baltimore's run-heavy offense well. To sum it up, the Ravens have a golden opportunity this offseason to shore up their defense and add depth at quarterback. Trayvon, Moehrig, and Jameis Winston aren't flashy moves, but they're smart, calculated decisions that could make all the difference when it matters most. So, Ravens flock, it's clear that Baltimore has two major priorities heading into the offseason: strengthening the secondary and adding quarterback depth. Trayvon Moehrig represents a chance to fix the Ravens' biggest defensive weakness. He's young, talented, and hungry. Exactly the kind of player Baltimore loves to bring in. Pairing Moehrig with Kyle Hamilton would give the Ravens one of the most dynamic safety duos in the league. On the other side, Jameis Winston may not be a headline-grabbing addition, but he's exactly what this team needs in a backup quarterback. He's experienced, has a proven arm, and would provide much-needed security behind Lamar Jackson. No one wants to think about the worst-case scenario, but the Ravens can't afford to leave this position to chance if they're serious about winning a Super Bowl. Now, I want to hear from you. Ravens flock, do you think Trayvon Moehrig would be a smart addition to the Ravens secondary? Should Baltimore consider signing Jameis Winston as Lamar's backup? Or is there another quarterback you'd prefer? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the latest Ravens news and updates. This is our time, Ravens Nation. Let's make this championship dream a reality. Go Ravens. Purple circle, black circle.